tent is your go-to piece of gear for managing weather, bugs, dirt, and privacy. This video suggests priorities you can evaluate to help you sort out the best tent for you. I find brand doesn't matter. Premium tent designers all draw from the same narrow resource of materials and people to assemble them. The difference is in the design. I want a design equal to the measure of Mother Nature's nastier impulses. So my top priority is security of performance. Then comfort, lightweight, ease of setup in adverse conditions, and longevity. When I first came across the original REI Quarter Dome, it was an instant match. I gush over this tent without great prejudice as it's no longer available. It remains an excellent demonstration of the virtues and trade-offs you'll look for in tents that are available. Later, I'll gush with prejudice over one of those. Cutie's a 3-season, freestanding, lightweight, 2-person, 2-door, 2-pole, 2-wall premium tent. 3-season means lighter poles, more netting. It's not designed for prolonged exposure to heavy wind or snow load. Freestanding means the poles alone support the tent. You may peg the canopy in the wind and the fly always for structure and tension. It's light. Canopy, poles, and fly about 4 pounds. How so light? 2 ways. First, it's smaller. I'm 5'9". In the morning on a good day, I want a tent sized to fit me. On those occasions you are solo, you'll appreciate the capacious size and that you're carrying only 4 pounds. And yet still carrying only 4 pounds, you have room to accommodate a second person this close. And there's your trade-off. You want this close, carry 5.5 pounds. 2-person, 2 doors on the side. You don't get in your car crawling in through the trunk. Side doors just work better. Poles are a bit like slices of bread in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. 1 is too few. 3 are too many. 2 are just right. Cutie's 2 aluminum poles intersect off-center to widen the shoulder profile. Pre-bends up here raise this end wall a bit closer toward vertical and squish interior volume from the foot end to the sitting up area. Here, alas, that exacerbates the evil wows, wedge of wasted space. Your piggies want room to wiggle, so everything south of here is wasted space. Usable dimension measures from here forward. Cutie's poles are identical, meaning either pole can start in either sleeve. Clips are more common. I still prefer sleeves. First and foremost, ease of setup in the adverse condition of rain. Fling out the canopy on the ground, cover it with the fly. Feed the poles through the sleeves, raise the tent. 2 walls. We've all seen a glass of ice water getting wet on the outside. It's not leaking. It's responding to the law of nature that says condensation will form on the warm side of a surface. Likewise, your tent. Moisture from the ground and your body will rise and condense on the warm side, the underside, of the first wall that traps it. In a single wall, that's the inside of your tent getting wet. In a double wall, vapors pass through the breathable inner wall, the canopy, and condense on the waterproof outer wall, the fly. Single wall tents can be tempting for their lighter weight. They will always feel muggy and stuffy and wet, with little you can do but unzip the door and let the bugs in. Longevity. Cutie has nylon ripstop walls in 70D, which is denier, a measure of diameter. Larger number, larger diameter thread. 190 threads per inch. 70D 190T is the workhorse fabric in premium tents for its ideal balance of lightweight, strength, and durability. The floor is often called the tub. You want it wrapping up the sides far enough to deflect rain spatter. This material gets an application of waterproofing scraped over it, a process that works best on the very smooth surface of taffeta. Tent makers all say waterproof. They mean to say water resistant to a certain pressure measured in height of a water column, heavy enough to push water through the fabric. Cutie has a very common coating of 2,000 millimeters, about 6.5 feet. That seems a lot, and it is. But you might note that in a circumstance of water being puddled and trapped underneath the tent, body weight pressing on the floor might exert pressure enough to force water through the fabric. If that possibility is never tolerable, you could look for a tent with a higher coating. However, choices diminish in three-season tents as coating is quite heavy and the weight specification quickly becomes a poison pill. Premium tent floors and flies have the seams factory taped to prevent water from seeping through the stitch holes. Flies are more often treated to 1,500 millimeters. Designers focused on strength choose nylon. However, nylon stretches and sags out of shape as it saturates. You might find yourself having to get out to make adjustments in the middle of a dark and stormy night. Designers thinking the highest purpose of the fly is to perform best when wet choose polyester. Polyester holds its shape when wet. Some lighter weight tents like Cutie and all hyperlights use the lighter process silicone infusion. Squeezing the treatment into the fabric works fine on the textured surface of ripstop. Infusion makes the material highly hydrophobic so nylon won't get as wet and stretchy, and it strengthens the fabric. So you have strengthened nylon. Ripstop allows a smaller, lighter denier thread. Cutie uses lighter materials as the second weight-saving strategy, and 40 denier sil nylon in the flies shaves off about 10% of total tent weight. Lighter, stronger, what's the rub? Literally, the rub. Siliconized nylon has very little resistance to scuffing. Tent zippers lead a tortured life, and most, if not all, premium tents rely on YKK brand zippers, most commonly in full-size number 10 for maximum reliability. YKK zippers almost never fail, but when they do, it's more often the smaller size number 8 used to save weight. It's most often used in conjunction with siliconized nylon. I suspect designers are thinking the fabric will scuff to cheesecloth long before any zipper ever fails. Well, what might improve this already exceptional design? Thank you for asking. We spent countless hours in the wilds of Yosemite, Ansel Adams, and Immigrant contemplating how to improve what we felt was already the world's best tent. The result of all of that rumination, Tiger Outdoor Products Chameleon Arch Tent. Tomcat takes advantage of the space-efficient trapezoidal design in a dimension to fit persons of average stature. Pre-bins at each corner straighten the lower walls to eliminate the wedge of wasted space, making very nearly every inch of floor dimension usable space for sleeping.